Hey Jem, welcome to your quantum reading. Where are my cards? This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. As always, welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Gemini. Oh look, there you are, right on the top. So feel free to take it however it resonates with you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are general and timeless readings. If you guys are wanting to check out any of my services, my website is down below in the description box. Just go ahead and subscribe your email there. That way you'll always get an email notification every time my availability opens up. You can also follow me over on Instagram. That information is also down below. I just post more things on quantum physics and crazy things that I play around with alchemically over there. So if you do decide to take a little bit of a leap over, just know that occasionally I do get scammers. In fact, I just had another one pop up recently. So here's the dealio. If you get a follow request from me, which you should never get, okay? So if that does happen, you can always check to the description box below for reference to all of my links, okay? So if that pops up, please double check into the links. And just know I will never DM you for personal readings, money, or donations. The only place you can access my services is through my website, which is only linked down below. That is it. Okay. Cannot emphasize this more seriously. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing. If that does pop up, block them. But yeah, let's dive in. Okay. Holy cow. Alrighty, Rue. So we have a lot of stuff about money. First of all, this is an insane earth sign reading. Look at this. So you have the Maiden of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hermit card. That is so funny. Okay. This is going to sound kind of random, but the very first thing that I heard from this combination is that you're like building. I heard this was another off-grid reading. Sometimes I get that with this, but it feels as though you are trying to learn something right now so that you can kind of like be super independent in some avenue, or like I said, being off-grid in some way. I feel as though that's probably going to be the focus over this next week. And it might not seem the most enjoyable. Like you might have to really get super focused right now on something that it's like interesting because I'm seeing that this is something that you want to do or you want to research in, but the actual doing it might just be kind of like, maybe it's hard to focus or actually sit down and do it. But your intelligence is going to be increasing over this next week because I'm seeing you might be learning something new. And it's going to lead to you. For some of you guys too, I feel as though this is something about like increasing your wisdom, because the fact that you're coming into the Hermit, like that's the lead up. I'm not saying you guys are going to lead up to this huge time of isolation. It's almost like this separation from another entity or energy that you like feel like is maybe you don't want to be connected to it any longer, right? So there's like this thing here that you're trying to spark up new so that you can completely be disconnected maybe from another energy. Okay. Also, if you guys are dealing with an earth sign, because this is like, I mean, there could be something here where you're building up in finances. But if you've got another energy around you, I don't know how well these are going to stay. We're going to have to grab my guy. So this could be a buildup that's happening here. You might be researching on something and you guys might actually be able to like start an income source on this, but it might require you to stay dedicated to it, okay? Like finish something out. But, oh, sorry, the other message I was getting here is if you're dealing with an earth sign, which is a huge emphasis, a little bit more of a Virgo more than anything, but if you're dealing with an earth sign, holy criminy, it feels as though there could be another energy here that is possibly at a distance, that is observing and watching you persevere. Like, this person thinks of you as going through maybe some kind of struggle, but that you're learning a lot of lessons right now. There also could be someone here that thinks of you as being younger, or that you're learning something new in business, and it perhaps this person is already advanced, or they've already gone through this process, because the fact that it's playing out in this specific way is like actually very fascinating to me. So there's a person that's very aware of you, like they're watching, they're observing. I feel like they might feel a bit isolated from you for some reason, because maybe you're just having to focus on this. Let's see what comes out in these cards, because now I'm really curious. Is this what I did before? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to get a little more specific. Hold on. I just want to give these a good shuffle. Okay. Bit of shadow energy. I don't know how to feel about that. Let me keep pulling. Fascinating too, because that is the Capricorn card. Or was that? I am going to take those. Do forgive me. I'm going to see what else comes out. Yeah, what's with this? Now we've got water energy coming in. What in the world? Wow. Okay. Page of Swords. Fascinating. Yeah, watching, keeping tabs on this energy, seeing. I'm getting here like someone's like looking to see if anything is developing. Do you know what I mean? Here's Chiron. Okay. Yeah. All right. Gem. Here's what I think of this whole situation. Okay, we have Temperance here on the bottom. Not too surprising to me. This was interesting what I saw with this beginning portion. So we have the Shadow and the Page of Cups. That's why I grabbed that, because I was like, wow, there's like all this earth energy. So that's the Capricorn. There's the Page of Cups. There's a person that feels sensitive right now. Because, okay, so this energy, the fact that it's like hermit, it's very kind of like cautious, or like I was saying, it's like a lot of introversion with the Hermit card. This is a person that like is observing, watching everything, and processes everything, internalizes it. So something could have been said recently, and there's a person now that is like taking, I don't know what that is, but let me keep pulling cards, because I feel like there's something unfolding, especially with this part, because there's a person here that's watching and observing, but they have this sensitivity, and maybe it's even you, but it's kind of like, I don't want to touch that again, because it hurts. Like, it feels kind of like that for some reason. But also there's a person here. Yeah, the Shadow card is like interesting. Okay, because I'm going to get into a bit of psychology with that, just because of the moon too. So we have the Moon card. That's like, you can feel it. It's very intuitive. We have the Queen of Cups. The Page of Swords and Chiron. Okay. There are these energies that are watching and observing. I want to feel like you know that, but here's the thing too. With the Page of Cups and then the Queen of Cups and the Moon card, there's a little bit of fear of, and this is almost like the internalized part of a person. And what I feel like is happening, there's a person here that is on a different maturity level than you. For some reason, I think just because this is the only air energy that came out, I think I'm going to say that you're kind of like this. Possibly appearing to be a little bit more aloof and, like, but you're also emotionally mature in some way. There's something here where you're taking time in between like interactions. Maybe it's because you want to make sure that you are coming from, like I said, like an emotionally mature place. But Chiron is here. I wonder if there's something like you feel wounded. Oh, fascinating. There was a time in your past. I don't know if this is like someone a long time past or something, or this is just like there's an energy that's come forward towards you and triggered your Chiron wound, because Chiron's your wound, right? It's your chronic wound in this lifetime that just makes a lovely appearance every so often, and you're like, hello, my friend. So it's like there's this energy that is presenting itself that might also appear to be like kind of serious. I don't know what it is, and maybe even intense at times. That's the shadow card. But the fascinating thing about this person and the shape shifting a little bit, because I do feel like this is what this person embodies. On the surface, it's probably very well constructed and composed. That like it's like a very particular put together, But this is the bit of a split. And it's not to say it's bad. I mean, it's kind of fascinating that in a different way, this isn't the same. I mean, we have something here where a person, like, they do have a shadow side that they keep very well concealed, because it's also there's like this double side. You see this? It's like there's this, there's the shadow, and then there's this. So it's all kind of covering up something way underneath the surface with this Page of Cups. It's a person's internalized, like, sensitive energy. But I always talk about this. This has got psychology screamed all over it. The moon is subconscious. And the Page of Cups is kind of like this person, if you were to actually get beyond the seriousness, they would actually be very like sensitive, and it could be in a good or a bad way. It might actually be, how like you can fall in love with a person, but you fall in love with them because they're so like childlike on one form. And the only thing I would be cautious of is if you have a person here that has any form of addictions. And that's sorry, like, I'm not judging it. It's just how this reality is set up. There are things in this reality that make things just, they split us as humans. And I'm not making narcissists or anything out to be the culprit. I mean, to be totally honest, it's like a freaking Hunger Games Katniss situation. Like, you have to remember who the real enemy is. I hate saying the word enemy. I try not to, but I mean, it's like there are other energies that want to stay in power and control, and it might be kind of like that might be helpful for you to look at this person and see like another part of them with the Page of Cups. See that there's really just this like innocent child that's crying out for sensitivity and nourishment, because like you have these emotional energies coming in, which I find very fascinating. There's tons of court cards in here, but as far as the approach, that's what I'm seeing here. Like there's a person that's watching you kind of like go through a struggle, and that you are not giving up. That you're very like dedicated, loyal to your path, whatever it is. There's a person here that's very much so observing that about you. That you like seeing you as very loyal. So very interesting. But you might also, I have to throw this out there too, if that's not feeling like you, if you have another energy that's coming forward towards you, because since you have all these court cards and stuff, I almost wonder if there was a person that you felt kind of wounded by in your past, and they might be watching you. You're like increasing in some way in your life. And for some of you guys, you might have an approach from this person, whoever had kind of hurt you in the past, because I can see that there's like literally a memory stored in your memory bank. It's like inside out. There's a legit little ball of memory that you have that it has an emotion tied to it. And when this energy resurfaces, there's like this specific memory that you revert back to where that energy is going to be ignited a little bit. And like for you to observe or for you to process through on maybe their intentions of coming forward towards you right now, because there could be an energy here that's like admiring your loyalty, but in the past they might have had, maybe they were shallow, or maybe they had a different kind of approach toward you. But this Chiron card, it feels like this person actually might have set, like, you might not. Okay, let me say this. Wow, this is actually very interesting. You might have been hurt by a person, but you might have been, that aloofness I was picking up on, you might have just been like, whatever, you know, and you just kind of moved on. But you might not have realized how much it really set an insecurity in stone or set a pattern within you, and that might actually be coming up in a weird way at this time. It could be that this person sends in a flying monkey to try to like pull you back in, and it could be that that energy, it's like it's actually resurfacing at this time for you to take a look at the fact that this actually caused you some kind of wounding. It's even possible for some of you guys that this person might try to apologize. Totally up to you if you want to accept it. But I think the core of it, since we have the Queen of Cups coming out, there's an emotional healing and nourishment that's happening to this wound, because I feel as though this Page of Swords is bringing in a new awareness or a new observation, and maybe even a new perspective on this person, which might be like really interesting, because now you're going to be getting a new filtered of like an emotional filter that will overlie that memory. It's like it's actually going through an alchemy right now, if you guys can realize it or not. So let me dive into the extended. I'll see whatever else wants to come out. If you guys want to join me over there, feel free. Go down below, click on the Vimeo link, and I'll see you over there. But Gem, if this is where we leave things, I'm sending you so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I'll see you in your next reading. Take care.